Rob, Heineken Cup Rugby returns to Sandy Park next season, but for you, what a way to finish, and pretty special with your brother as well.
Well, I'm not sure what to say about the game really. I think it had everything. It had us in control and getting away, and then Gloucester coming back at us, and then us taking a bit more control again later in the second half, and then them coming back at us again, and then us finally getting it with a couple kicks a goal. So game for everybody. I think anybody who was here, it was a heck of a crowd today. You know, it was absolutely rammed, very noisy, very emotional. Great game of rugby, and ultimately a game that was fantastic for us to win, because I think it was massively important for us to win it, because we knew we wanted to keep things in our own hands. Ultimately, with Bath losing and with Gloucester getting a losing bonus point, we haven't moved up to 5th, but to be in 6th, top half of the league, on our own merits, we fully deserve to be there. You know, I've been saying all season when we've not been in the top half of the table, but the table doesn't lie, it's there for a reason, and it's normally pretty correct. Well, now I think it is correct, and we're where we wanted to be, and we can double up on Heineken Cup experience, which is very important for us, because if you don't double up on that experience, it becomes of less value to us. Now the things we've done this year are very valuable to us, and I think there were times today when we looked absolutely electric, and I think if we can keep pushing forward that kind of rugby, we're going to be a real handful next season.
You said before it was going to be an emotional day for the Baxters. How emotional was it for you seeing your brother run out for that final time?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I think people underestimate the importance of families within clubs, particularly in rugby clubs, and I think, and especially good family values. And I think here, you know, I think people, like I say, sometimes underestimated Richard as a player. I think sometimes because, you know, he's been part of the Baxter thing that's gone on, and instead of actually sitting in the back and looking at him on his own, in his own right as a player, there's always been a little bit more tied up in what's going on. But the reality is, he is one of the top performing Premiership forwards. You know, you look at everything he does, Opta stats. You know, you look at what was in the programme today. Out carries, out tackles, out clear outs every Gloucester forward in comparison today, and that's what he can do. You know, and I think, as I say, he's been a little bit underestimated as a player. My only disappointment, and it's a big disappointment for me, is he's not played international rugby, because he's definitely been good enough to do it. And I think for him to have stayed loyal here, done what he's done, helped me through coaching these guys through from the Championship and onwards, has been fantastic, and he'll be missed. But he does stand there as a bit of a shining light for what other people can follow and what other people can achieve. You know, what it is now, and people have said to me, are we going to replace him? Well, we're not going to replace him. We're going to wait for someone to want to be the next kind of Richie Baxter. You know, and hopefully we've got someone in the squad now who says, you know, I'm going to step up, I'm going to be the guy who glues this team together, I'm going to be the guy who holds it together, whether it's a sunny day or whether it's a wet, horrible day, and I'm going to perform for 80 minutes every week, and then I'm going to rock up at training on Monday and I'm going to go flat out again, which is what Richie's done for 16 years. Now, if there's anybody out there like that, we'll be fine. We've got to find him.
Well, you look at the crowd here now, long after the final whistle. It was an amazing atmosphere here, and just reward for them as well. They've played a massive part along the way this year.
Everybody knows anything about Exeter knows our crowd. They're that fantastic blend of absolutely nuts, really, and very passionate about rugby. Because, you know, it takes something to go to pretty much every ground in the Premiership, and at some stage during the game, all you can hear is the tomahawk chop, you know, and that's a special thing for our players, and our players love it. You know, our players are quite openly emotional guys. We like a bit of emotional involvement with the crowd, and we want them to enjoy scoring tries and enjoy playing rugby and enjoy mixing with the crowd like they are doing now, and hopefully in the bar afterwards. For me, that's what rugby clubs are all about, and we're going to keep pushing that. You know, I would rather us be a good rugby club and be where we are than be some cold clinical machine type thing and a little bit more successful. I think that for Exeter, the two are going to go hand in hand. The way we play on the pitch, the way we build our crowd, the way we make sure we keep playing in a way and mixing with our supporters like we do, and making them want to be part of it, is going to be the biggest part of our development.
You knew as well, Rob, that this season would bring a lot of new challenges. When you reflect on it, you must be very immensely proud.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things. You know, the Heineken Cup was one thing, but we had a lot of senior players out of contract. You know, that can cause a little bit of disruption, but you've got to give credit to the guys. They haven't let that distract them too much. And one thing that we have done right through is we've stayed true to what we wanted to do at the start of the season. We set ourselves various targets. As I say, we've stuck at those. One of them was to be a very high-level, exciting, try-scoring, attacking machine, and we followed that through right until the last day of the season. And that shows great credit to the players, because sometimes it's very easy to go into your shell in a pressure situation. Well, we didn't go into our shell at all today. Even when we were going points down, we kept playing and playing and going after the game, and ultimately we got a win that we thoroughly deserved.
I bet you're already looking forward to next season now.
Well, I'm not quite sure I'm looking forward to it yet. I got a couple of days off and a few pints of beer and a bit of relaxation, and I think I've got 13 or 14 days before we go off to Argentina. So next season can wait a little bit, but I think looking at the way we play today, it is already quite exciting to think about what we can achieve.
Enjoy tonight, mate.
All right.